Hi students, this is the preview for week 13. Semester's wrapping up very rapidly now, and just wanted to help you keep on track with what you're doing so that you can get this completed and not be stressed out. So as of Saturday, the 25th, your describe the data submission was due. Now, I've already looked at a few of these, and had I made a video last week, I would have told you that as you're doing describe the data, you need to be very careful about doing exactly what the rubric says and not doing more than the rubric says, which is to say that you need to compile the data from all your group members and put it all together and treat it as though it's one pile of data. And then you need to create some graphs, some graphical representations of what's going on. Excuse me. And you need to stop short of actually doing any hypothesis testing, because that's going to come up in the next part, which is called make inference and take action. So if this had been a normal semester, I would actually reject your describe the data submission if it included the make inference part. Also, if you included what the test statistic value is and what the p-value is, and whether you should reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis. But because I didn't make that clear last week, I'm not going to do that, but I just want to make sure you understand that it's very likely, because this happens every semester, it's very likely that many of you who did describe the data also included a lot of the stuff that belongs in the make inference and take action. So that doesn't mean you don't have to put it in make inference and take action. You just put extra stuff and describe the data. And I will expect it to be there in the make inference and take action part. Okay, so be sure to look at the rubric for make inference and take action. And, there's a Word document. You can fill out that Word document and send that to me. I only want one submission per group. Don't want multiple submissions. You don't need to send your own in if you're not the writer for that part. A word about the take action part. So even though with legitimate, don't mean to make it sound like what you did is not legitimate, it is, but we weren't trying to cure cancer. We weren't trying to come up with a new drug for diabetes or for hypertension or anything like that. So the take action part of the scientific process is typically, we have the results, what are we going to do now? Well, if your project is to test whether or not a Skittles bag is 28% blue, whether you reject the null hypothesis or fail to reject the null hypothesis, what are you going to do? Start an ad campaign to pressure Skittles into more uniformity in their bag distribution, in the colors and the distribution of colors in their bag? No, that's not very likely. So you have my permission to be kind of silly as you're coming to the take action part. And you can just pretend like the thing you tested is the most important critical thing on the face of the earth, even though, it's not. But go ahead and propose whatever sort of silly things you might do. So I'm giving you a lot of leeway here. I'm not going to grade you on the validity or practicality of your take action part. So for an experiment like this, it's kind of a silly thing to do, but we want to get the full experience of the experimental design process. So that's why we've left it in. Okay, so that's due for, Saturday. Saturday, what is Saturday? Saturday, I guess it's the 1st, April 1st. That's due Saturday, April 1st. Let's see. The class completely ends, I believe, by the 7th. I'll have to check that and make sure. But that's a drop dead day. I can't take anything. I think the 7th is a Friday. If you call me on Saturday and say, oh, I meant to turn this in, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. Not that I don't want to do something about it. It's just that I'm prohibited by the university from doing anything about it. So please get everything in by, I believe it's Friday the 7th. I'll check on that and let you know for sure. We're rapidly approaching the final exam. So there's a bunch of stuff coming up that is a little bit atypical from what we've been doing all semester. You need to think about it and make sure you've got these things on your calendar. For example, there's an end of semester knowledge survey. It's not a graded test. It's a pass, fail, did you do it? Did you fill it out? There's a course survey. You still have to do your make inference and take action. I think there's 1 or 2 more lessons to take. Of course, there's obviously the final exam, which ends on Wednesday, April 5th. It's not Saturday. It ends on Wednesday. I have 0 opportunity to be lenient with when that gets turned in. So if you are inclined to say, oh, well, the tests are always due on Saturday, so I just assumed it was due on Saturday, I'm sorry, you're going to get a 0 on your test if it's not turned in by Wednesday at the end of the day. Let's see. So there's a course survey, which is about this course and partly about me, and it's, evaluation junk, whatever. But there's also a survey, I don't know if it's an evaluation, I'll call it an evaluation, that you have to do for your group mates. So it includes, their participation in your group, not only for the group project, that's a big part of it, but not only for the group project, but for the entire semester and how they participated. And a lot of students are hesitant to do this because they say, I don't want to throw so-and-so under the bus. That's kind of a funny phrase, but throwing somebody under the bus implies you grab them and you physically chuck them under the wheels of a bus as it's rolling by. A lot of times we say throwing somebody under the bus when in fact what they're doing is they're running in the road and laying down on the ground right as the bus is coming by, and they're doing it themselves. And I would certainly equate failure to participate to a reasonable extent in this class and your group as throwing yourself under the bus. So you're just witnessing that act. So be reasonable, be fair, but be honest. If you've got a group member who frankly contributed nothing during the semester, whether it's group meetings or during the experimental design phase of the class, you kind of have an obligation to let me know, because I can't know that. I'm not attending your group meetings. I'm not doing anything else. So, we're as an organization, we're pretty big on choice and accountability. So please take that seriously. If people choose not to participate, they need to be accountable for that. If you are one of those people who chose not to participate, you need to be accountable for it. So don't feel like you're ruining somebody's college career by, saying, hey, well, so-and-so really didn't benefit our group at all. They're messing up their college career themselves. You're not doing it for them. They're doing it themselves. Okay. Anyway, be sure and look at all that stuff, because a lot of them are participation points type things, like the course survey is, the knowledge survey is. Trying to think if there's anything else like that. Anyway, be really cognizant of what is coming due in the next 10 or 12 days, and make sure you get all those things filled out. It would be a shame to slip into a different grade category because you're 0.2 percentage points away from B plus, and you get a B instead, and you come to realize that you didn't fill out and didn't include the knowledge survey at the end of the semester, which frankly it's going to take you 3 minutes to do. Okay, if you have any questions, you have any concerns, anything else you want to talk about, please give me a call or send me an email or text, and wish you good luck for the rest of the week. Thanks. Have a good week. Bye.